Hello, this is Ms. Getz again. This is Lesson 2, Unit 1 for Algebra 2B. You will actually be doing 8-3 out of your packet when you do your actual assignment. We are going to talk about what the inverse of an exponential function would be. So if we wrote an exponential function, this is y equals base b to the x power. We can write that as a logarithm. It allows us to use the properties of logs, so it allows us to do more stuff with this. That's why we do it, not to make your life more difficult, but to have you be able to do more stuff. So we can write this as this, log b y equals x. So this is how you read it, log base b of y equals x. It's this y that goes here. It's this base that goes here, and it's this x that goes here. Now here's the thing. In your calculator will only do base 10. So if you're going to use your calculator, you have to convert it, and we'll talk about that later. So let's first talk about, well, let me say this, that you can, the log of a negative number or 0 is undefined. You just need to know that. Let me give you, I think it's the best way is to just give an example. If I want to write this exponential function, and if you would agree this is an exponential function, this would represent y, this would represent b because it's my base, and this would represent x, as up here. And I want to write that in log form. So, I would write log. My base would go here, and my base here is 20. Sorry. Duh. My base here is 5. I apologize. This should be 5 squared. I'm crazy this morning. Okay, my base is 5. The number that goes right here should be y, which is this number. And my x is my exponent. That's it. If I ask you to write an exponential function in log form, this is how you do it. If I ask, let's do another one. Write 16 equals 4 squared in log form. I know this is y, I know this is my base, and I know this is x. Okay, so I'm going to say log base 4 of 16 is equal to 2. All you have to do is follow what I did up here. Oh, sorry. So again, 16 equals 4 squared. Log, if I write it in log form, it's log base 4, 16 equals 2. If I ask you to evaluate a log, that means I am looking for a single answer. Not a single log, a single answer, like a number answer. Could be a decimal. So if I have log base 8 of 16. Remember I said your calculator couldn't do anything except for base 10? So we have to convert it to base 10. And we're going to use what's called the change of base, because we're going to change the base to 10. Here's how it works. You take log base 10 of 16 over log base 10 of 8. Notice that my base here became my function. Now here's the deal. Do you notice I didn't put a 10 here? That's because if it's base 10, it's an understood base 10. I don't have to put it. When you put this in your calculator, make sure you're putting parentheses. So if I got my graphing calculator out, your calculator is going to assume it's base 10. So I'm going to go, the log key is right here by the 7. So the log key is right here. So I'm going to go parenthesis log of 16 close that parenthesis and then the parenthesis for the top, divided by parenthesis log of 8, and enter. It gives me 1.3 repeating. So this is equal to 1.3 repeating, which is also known as 4/3. But you can just leave it as 1.3 per repeating. When I say I have a common log, whoops, this is a log with base 10. We like to work in base 10 because that's how our calculator does it. So log with base 10 can be written, like I showed you above, as just log of y. Because we don't have to write base 10, it's understood. We can graph log functions, and we're going to use our graphing calculator when we do that. So if I ask you to graph y equals log base 6 of x minus 2 plus 3. Here's the problem. Our calculator does not recognize base 6. So we have to use the change of base formula. We have to make it into base 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to say y equals log of x minus 2 plus 3 over log of 6. Remember, the log of this over the log of that. Actually, I think that because there's parentheses around this goes with the log, and this 3 goes on the outside. I apologize. Sorry. So I'm taking the log of this over the log of this plus 3, because this 3 was hanging out on the outside. Now, when you put this in the calculator, you must use a big set of parentheses like this and parentheses up here. You're going to have a lot of parentheses. Then you're going to use your graphing calculator to graph. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into y equals, clear out what you have in there. I'm going to try to zoom out so you can see it. And I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put in a big set of parentheses, and then I'm going to put a little set, and I'm going to have log of x minus 2, and then there's my first log, divided by my second log, which is log of 6, and then that whole big parentheses is around that. So then I'm going to say plus 3 and graph. That gives me a log function. Again, I want you to trace, and I want you to pick 3 points. Just like I've asked you to do in the past, just pick 3 points and graph it on graph paper. That's it. That's all this section is about. When you're in class, you can play it back on your phone. You could take notes today. I will answer any questions and sit with you. Your assignment for this is lesson 2. It's going to be the 8-3 worksheet. I will tell you in class what numbers you're actually going to be doing.